Okay, my dear Greg Saunders.
Gregory.
Eagle looking great, you're dope.
And we're rolling, Gregory.
Greg Saunders!
Wow! Hey, great!
Show us the skills that have made you a media darling.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Welcome to the Saturday Morning Stateline Show. I gotta tell you guys, I am pretty sure that I want to unplug something. But before I do that, drywallers, they must be incredible at putting cream cheese on bagels. I'm Greg. Tom's not here. John's trying to get into the show. It's InCrowd week. It is InCrowd week. We are thrilled for InCrowd week this week, and I'll tell you where we're going to be. I'm going to go ahead and just unplug this right there. There we go. That doesn't need to be on. And yeah, it's been quite a week this week, and Tom Warner, who normally joins us here on the show, is unavailable today, so I'm flying solo until our guests can jump in. And we do have a big week this week because it is InCrowd week, and we're excited about what InCrowd is going to be doing this Thursday night. We want you to come out and hang with us for a couple hours here in New Milford. We'll give you all the details here coming up. We also have an event coming to New Milford on July the 1st, 2 weeks from today. So, no, 1 week from today. Hello. Look at your calendar, Greg. 1 week from today, there's another event coming up here that we want to tell you about as well. We'll get Deanna Rogers on the Facebook Messenger video chat here in just a little bit so we can get filled in on all of that. Before we do any of that stuff, though, we got a big number of the week to do. Let's do our big number of the week. This week, by the way, our last race to 10 ended with Tom getting a victory. 10-6 was our final score of our last race to 10. Congratulations, Tom. This week's big number of the week this week is 51 billion. Oh, sorry, Tom. I texted you the wrong number. I texted Tom 51 million. It's 51 billion. And this week's answer is chemicals or charity. Chemicals or charity. Couple of stories that hit the news here during this last week that had one of them had 51 billion in as the big number of the week this week. So that's what it's going to be. Tell you all about that. John keeps trying to get in, and it connects, and then it disconnects, and then it connects, and it disconnects. So we'll once you get a strong cell, John, maybe we'll get you in the show. But keep trying. Keep trying. I see you're there. Can you hear me, John? John. See, he's there, but he's not there. So then he's there. See, your signal is all of 3 out of 10. So if I put you on the screen, I can see you there. There you are. I can even hear you.
I was going to say, you're all garbled on my end.
I'm all gargled. Well, that's pretty typical for me. There we go. And now you're back up to a 10 out of 10 for the signal strength. Hey, way to go.
I was going to say, I'm not understanding anything. I'm almost to the office. I'll try to jump on when I get there.
All right. Sounds good. Yeah, we do need to understand each other. That's really, really important when it comes to podcasting and doing a show like this. We also will be calling in, again, using Facebook Messenger to talk with Deanna Rogers about an event coming to New Milford on July the 1st. A bunch of shout outs to take care of this week. Want to give a shout out to Rock Valley College Starlight Theater and the cast of Oliver for having a Lou Award nominated show. Excellent show at Starlight Theater. The third of the 4 main summer shows opened this last Wednesday, and you have the opportunity to see Oliver twice today. In fact, if I go here, where'd you go? There we go. I can bring up the screen here real quick. Oliver, allow. And you'll see that Oliver at Starlight Theater, Rock Valley College, is got a show at 2:00 today. And then after the 2:00 show, they'll take a little bit of a break, have a meal, relax just a little bit, and then do an 8:00 show tonight. Charles Dickens' novel, Oliver Twist. Oliver takes audiences on a wild adventure through the streets of Victorian England as Oliver, a malnourished orphan in a workhouse, becomes the neglected apprentice of an undertaker. And he escapes to London, finds an acceptance among a group of petty thieves and pickpockets. There's a lot of great songs in Oliver, and you will enjoy the show. So yes, if you can make it out there today, there's a 2:00 and an 8:00, and then the show takes a break. Next week, Cinderella opens on Wednesday night and runs through Saturday. There'll be a 4th of July week break at the theater with where they do one performance, at least one performance, and that's the Rockford Symphony Orchestra does a 4th of July show, which I believe is actually Sunday night, July 2nd, if I remember correctly. And they'll have fireworks out there at Rock Valley College and a great music performance, patriotic music performance by the Rockford Symphony Orchestra. And then that week following, the shows all start back up again, starting with Footloose. So come on out to Starlight Theater and enjoy a great season of shows out there. Some other shout outs this week. Want to give a shout out to my buddy Chris at MP Heating and Cooling, who was reminding everybody to wash your central air units. You want to come on? You ready to come on, Joann? I see you, Joann. Can you hear me, Joann? Hey, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
How is my audio to you? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
John was having issues hearing me this morning, so I don't know if it's my connection or his. Of course, he's driving at the time, so it's probably his, but we shall see. I'm glad you're here. Tom is not going to be able to join us this morning. He had something that he had to take care of today and could not reschedule, so he'll be back next week.
I hope he didn't go on a submarine trip or something.
Oh. Yeah, we don't want to bring that up, do we?
Sorry.
No, he's not under the sea. He's overland, fetching something right now.
Oh, those are your earphones? Oh, I'm sorry.
I put one on ear and one. I could probably put them both on. These headphones are old, and one side has been severely repaired.
Oh.
So if I take them off and show you, maybe you can see all the tape there.
Oh, okay.
So it still works. It's just when I did radio for all those years, I very normally only put one ear on and let the other ear off, just in case there was any studio noise or if someone tried to sneak in the studio while I was on the air. I could hear them. I'm like,
hear them, yeah.
Like
a typical dad who has to always keep an ear ready for action.
Well, I tell you, especially the 6 years I spent down in Rochelle when I was doing the morning show on the AM station, so it was a talk show. And during my talk sets, when I had 5 or 6 or 7 minutes to fill with whatever topic I was talking about, sometimes I would have guests that were scheduled to come in that came in at the last minute and whatnot. I wanted to be able to hear what was going on without being so crazy focused on what was on the air. So looks like John's in the office now, so maybe he can hear me a little bit better. John, how's my audio now?
Oh, a heck of a lot better than it was in my car.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad you made it to the office. You look good there, even in a Cubs jersey.
I knew you'd get over. I did this especially for you today.
You know me. I'm a Cubs fan second. I'm a Brewers fan first, and I do want to give a shout out today to Randy and Jessica for inviting me along to see the Brewers this last Wednesday. Watch the Brewers lose, but it was a great day out at American Family Field. They lost to the Arizona Diamondbacks, but best seats at a game I've ever been at in my life. We were the second row right behind the Brewers dugout. And that was pretty cool to be right there. We weren't close enough to really hear the players. And for some, they were not hyped up for the game for some reason. It's just, they only hit one home run. They lost. I think the final score was 5-1 or 7-1. It was, they were completely beat by speed. Arizona stole bases and hit base hits to score runs. They didn't hit a single home run, but they were just faster. And it was like the attitude was completely wrong. The team that was the visiting team should have been bummed. The home team should have been hyped, and they weren't. So I don't know what bad news did the Brewers get on Wednesday before the game. I just want to know what happened there, because they played uninspired baseball.
Whatever it was, they need to get more of
that. the National League Central, is it the worst division in all of baseball? Probably. None of the teams won it.
I'll tell you what, though, Greg. I don't know how much you've been watching the Cincinnati, but since that rookie came up, I can't pronounce his last name, but I mean, I've watched some of that stuff, and he is absolutely phenomenal in what he's done for that team. And they're on a 12-game winning streak, and the first rookie to hit for the cycle in 56 games, I think.
Wow. Yeah, that's nuts. That's nuts. Between Cincinnati and Pittsburgh, the two teams who are normally the cellar dwellers in the NL Central, they're tearing it up. And I shouldn't say even tearing it up, though. Is either one above 500? They're both barely 500. So
yeah, I'm not sure what the records are, but I mean, no, we got to go to London to play now. So
yeah, London game today and tomorrow.
Yep.
And tomorrow's game, I believe the first pitch is at like 9:10 Central Time or something like that. It's early.
Oh, good Lord. I was going to say today's 12 o'clock. So,
okay. So today's a night game in London. Yeah. Tomorrow's an afternoon game in London, but that means it's early here, which if you've watched NFL games, that's the same thing they've done on NFL Sundays is, kickoffs at like 8:55 a.m. or whatever it is Central Time, and get a whole football game in the early morning on a Sunday. Anyone who's gone to a Brewers game up at American Family Field in Milwaukee knows how great it is to just drive into the stadium parking lot and drive out when the game's done. It's so much easier than Wrigley. It's not the same experience as Wrigley, obviously, but it's pretty special. It's pretty special. And all the tailgating going on, just driving up into the parking lot and smelling all the Johnsonville brats going away. It's like almost heaven.
And you're right. That's the big thing there is that it's a whole different experience. And I mean, Milwaukee's got their experience. Chicago has their experience. And, you're not going to be able to duplicate Wrigleyville right now. What they're doing down there has just been, I remember back when the car wash was there and the players parked there. Versus what's sitting there now, and McDonald's, which is now a hotel, and all the stuff that's there. But you're right, Milwaukee. It's just you park, you get the bags boards out, get the grills out, and you have fun, and you do your things there, and it's both of them have great atmospheres to go and watch a game at.
Yeah, the whole city block campus around Wrigleyville there is special. It's really cool. It's just the parking and trying to drive out of there when the game is done. That's a little bit annoying.
Well, what's interesting, Greg, is last year we've got some very good friends of ours that are up in Milwaukee, and he didn't want to go to Wrigley. He's like, I saw Wrigley way back when. I says, you haven't seen Wrigley in the last.
See it now. Yeah.
And he took his son with. We were like 4 rows off the field, right behind first base dugout, but ended up parking like 6 blocks away. I mean, and they have extended everything out a lot farther than just around the park itself. And it's crazy what's there. And his wife and I were talking the other day, and like, I need to go. And as well, if we're going to go, we're going to make it a whole day experience, because it'll literally take us half a day to go, from where we parked up to the stadium.
Right.
Yeah. It's all good.
I want to say, Spot Hero. If you need some help finding parking around Wrigley Field there, I've had good luck with Spot Hero, which is an app for your phone, and will tell you the prices of places to park around the place. Of course, everyone else will probably tell you their little secret area where you don't have to pay for parking.
Good luck with that one.
Good luck. Yeah, good luck with that. It's you're walking many blocks usually, and how safe is your car? I don't know, but
we found a guy last year looking around, because I was not paying $50 for parking. I don't care, at a parking lot, maybe, but not in somebody's, business parking lot. We found a guy who was right off a block off of Sheffield, and literally is like, you can park here, $20. Just make sure your car's gone by 6 o'clock in the morning when I leave for work.
Gotcha.
Don't got to tell me twice.
Now, if you hear that noise, that's because my call's coming in and it didn't connect. Something went wrong. Try restarting Chrome. Okay, that's not good. Interesting.
I'm glad it's just not me today.
No, it's not you. It's not you. And I'm going to see if I can call her instead of her calling me. Oh, man. I was hoping this was going to work easy. Why would I think this is going to work easy, John?
Hey, Greg, we both have these big dreams and goals for today. And in a matter of about 5 seconds, they all got shot down.
Yeah. I haven't even looked at the weather. Have you looked at the weather? Is today just going to be hot? Or I know there's potential for storms.
The last I heard, the storms weren't going to be until after midnight.
Okay, good.
And then I believe they were talking low to mid 90s.
Okay. All right. Well, here's what I'm going to try here before I get to my other shout outs, because I know Deanna's trying to get in. I'm going to try to use the platform I'm currently on right now. This could be a disaster, just so you know. This could be
Joann, we may disappear real quick.
You might disappear. I don't know what's going to happen. So let's take a look here and see if this is going to work. We tested this. I can say this much. We tested this about a week ago, and it did work just fine. So let's see if this works better. Allow Facebook. Oh, look at that. I think it's going to work this time.
Somebody like twice.
Hello. I'm calling you, Deanna. See, one of our guests, the Restream platform didn't work for her phone. So I told her we would use Facebook Messenger, which has worked in the past. And for some reason, I don't know what's going on.
My computer, but I could not do it on my phone.
Bummer.
Are you on your phone,
All right.
John?
Oh, I don't know if it's not. I tried to do Messenger earlier. Not just the regular streaming. When I got the regular streaming, you all garbled. I could,
I have so many windows open right now on my computer. It's amazing. There's about a dozen windows open right now. So I'm not sure this is going to fly. Deanna, try back again if you're listening on the show, and we'll see if we can't get you on here. I want to get to my other shout outs before I forget here real quick. Team Sold on Tony, Keller Williams Realty had a great week this week. Want to congratulate Jill and Trevor on getting on their.
No, John's gone.
Oh, John's gone. He'll be back. He's got a strong signal. They got on they got their offer accepted on a house they want to buy in Rockton. Congratulations to Misty getting a house under contract in Rockford this week. And then congratulations. There we go. To John and his wife on their closing this week as well. Hello, Deanna. Can you hear me now? There you are. Hey, Joann, can you hear Deanna's voice?
No. Sorry.
You can't? Oh, man. This was supposed to work, Deanna. This was supposed to work. Let me see. Microphone mute, microphone on. If I share the screen, we're playing around here. Messenger call. Allow this and see what happens. Hello, Deanna.
No, I can't hear her.
Dina. Sorry, Dina. So I can hear Dina, but Joann can't hear Dina. That's really weird. That's really strange. And I don't know. I don't know if I can change anything about that. If I can hear you through here, though, you should be on the computer. This is really odd, Dina. I don't know what to do other than to say, let's give a quick rundown of what's happening July 1st, and then we'll let you go, because obviously this might be a bad thing. So what's happening July 1st here in New Milford? Okay. Awesome. Awesome. So you're starting at the fire station in. Awesome. So you're starting at. Awesome. So you're starting at the.
It's kind of weird to hear anything.
All right. Good deal. All right. Well, thank you, Deanna. July 1st, starting at 1:00, meet over there at the fire station, City Hall area, Town Hall area, and 12:30, and that parade will kick off there at 1:00 here in New Milford. So thanks for jumping on, and we got the word out for you. All right. Take care, Dina, with New Milford. And there she goes. We'll leave that there. All right. Yeah, I'm going to be very interested to go back to the recording and see if that actually recorded. I think it did, because it's on Restream, but you guys didn't hear it, which is a little concerning.
Yeah, I even went on my phone, Greg, onto Facebook and couldn't hear it either.
Oh, bummer.
I tried it on my phone and I couldn't hear it on my
Wow.
phone either.
Man, okay. So July 1st is a week from today, and New Milford. It's been years, Dina says, since we've had a bicycle parade for the kids and families and such. They're doing that 1:00 next Saturday. So come on down to New Milford with your kids and their bikes, and decorate them up real nice, and they'll have a good time there in front of New Milford Commons, which is also going to be a place for InCrowd this week, and we'll get into details about that in a minute. My last couple of shout outs here this week. I want to shout out to Next Rockford for having a great event out at Cliff Breakers. Ernie put on another great event. And if you haven't been to Cliff Breakers since they've redone everything, it's really beautiful. They're getting back in the swing of having weddings and events there. Very large space. We were in need of a nice large space in Rockford for some of the bigger gatherings. They do have a dividing wall if you want a smaller space than the huge space that it is now. So they've got that opportunity there as well. But Cliff Breakers and the hotel there, back to being a great place to have and hold events. Had a nice long conversation with Ann from Severson Dells Nature Center. They've got a lot of stuff going on this summer, including music. In fact, they've got music tonight, I think. Yes, Severson Dells has a concert out there tonight at 7. It is a $15 ticket to get there, but of course, Severson Dells is a not-for-profit. They would be very thankful for you to come out there and enjoy our Ariel Silver, acoustic guitar player, singer, storyteller, and she's going to be there tonight at 7:00. Severson Dells Nature Center out on Montague Road tonight. And also Erin with Circle of Change, had a nice long conversation with her at the Next Rockford event on Thursday. And then Chelsea Glatz, who's with R1, what's it called? R1 PC. It's a look up Chelsea Glatz on LinkedIn. You'll see all the stuff that she does, community, mental health related, and Rockford area. They try to connect different services and organizations to help Rockford be a better place. And there's a lot of residential stuff going on as well with what they do. So anyway, had a great time at Next Rockford event on a Thursday night. Those are all my shout outs for the week. And John, we've got a big thing happening this Thursday right here in the bustling metropolis of New Milford.
We do. And you know what? Obviously we couldn't hear Deanna, or at least Joann and I couldn't hear Deanna. New Milford's got a lot of things that they're trying to bring back, and Deanna has taken over the New Milford Neighborhood Watch, and been trying to do some great things. I know there's work with the fire department, Winnebago County Police Department, the village, and everything to try to do more community-oriented things, to bring back some of the stuff that was good, do some movie nights. So just keep an eye out on New Milford and what's going to be going on. And as you know, Greg, the water's going to be coming over onto this side later this summer. It's been primarily on the Cherry Valley side, so they're going to be bringing that over to the New Milford side. And a lot of things are going to be happening in this little sleepy village that take a good look at it now, because in 5 years you're not going to recognize what's going on here. So we are proud to host the InCrowd this year. It's been many, many years since we've done it down here through the whole strip center. We've got, I think, 5 or 6 businesses that are going to be participating this year. A couple of them are going to be out of town, as I've been getting text messages this morning. So, it's going to be a fun event, and want to be able to promote the businesses that are here, promote the community, get a chance to see what's here. We have space available for people who want to open up a business, who want to look to, or maybe even expand their business. And again, what's going to be going on between here and Davis Junction and Stillman Valley. There's going to be a lot of things that, again, where you're not going to recognize this area in another 5 to 10 years.
That's pretty exciting. When we saw those water towers going up there over by the interstate off of Baxter area, that's, figured those were just going to be servicing the industry, they're mostly just logistics type businesses out there. I think right now there's nothing really manufacturing wise going on. Mm-hmm. But there's the Amazon, there's the what's that trucking company called? It used to be North something, and I can't remember what it is right now. But there's a few different things out there, and they're building more. Mm-hmm. And just the idea that water is going to be coming out to New Milford, and it's been said that area is some of the best water in all of Northern Illinois. So here's hoping.
We're going to find out soon. And, like I said, I'm excited. I met with Winnebago County Chairman Joe Shirelli a couple months ago, and we talked about what's, he's looking at. I was with the village president, Tim Owens, about a month ago, where they're looking for the village here. And, like I said, I'm excited. It's been a long time. I've been here, opened up my office in February 2006. So we've been here 17 years, and it's exciting to see what's going to be happening.
So Thursday is the 29th or 30th?
29th.
29th. There's Thursday the 29th, 5:30, New Milford Commons. Come on down and join us for the InCrowd, and hopefully we'll have had some rain by then.
I'm not holding my breath on that one, Greg.
I know. Let's hope that we get a let's call it a gentle storm overnight tonight. We could use a nice gentle storm, not the heavy rains that don't get a chance to soak into this dry soil, but the crops need it. I talked earlier about the fact that our central air units, if you haven't looked at your central air unit lately, it probably needs to be washed, because the stuff that comes off the trees, it gets into your coils of your AC unit and clogs it up and makes it work. If it still works, that's good. It still works, but it's working very inefficiently because those coils get all clogged up. Wash the coils. You can just hose them off. Just get your hose out and just spray those coils down until you can see them again, because there's probably a bunch of white stuff or other stuff that's flown from the trees and the weeds and stuff around the house. And I've got that tip from Chris at MP Heating, and he was like, yeah, you need to do this on all your central air units, because that's what's going on right now.
Yeah, I was going to say when he told us that Wednesday, and somebody's like, "Well, doesn't the unit have to be off?" He's like, "Is it off when it's raining?"
Exactly.
Point taken.
The thing is, obviously, if you spray in certain areas while it's running and that fan's going, you're going to get sprayed all over.
Oh yeah,
You're going to get very soaked, which isn't going to be a bad thing necessarily on a hot day. But it may be better to shut it off before doing that, but you wouldn't necessarily have to. But anyway, so Thursday is the nights. There's like you said, there's a number of businesses in the Commons these days. I tried to find an updated picture of the front of the Commons, John, and there wasn't one anywhere I could find online. I could find this though. I thought this was kind of cool. That looked really nice.
Yep, I appreciate that. Yeah, that was done by a lady for me last year. So it's no, we haven't done an updated one. I was hoping to get a few more businesses in here before we did that. But what we can, I can run through real quick the businesses that are participating on Tuesday. We'll start from the south end. Frankie's Pizzeria, which a lot of you knew it as Beano's.
Used to be Beano's. That's the only picture I could find was it still included Beano's. So we need a new picture.
There's one if you go on the New Milford Commons page. There's one from way back when.
Yes.
But Frankie's Pizzeria opened up last year. Matter of fact, he's knocking on almost his 1 year anniversary. They're going to be participating. They're going to be getting a discount on food. I believe it's 10% on all their food and everything. And then we've got Triple T Impact. Tyrone is going to be doing a 10% discount off his normal contracting price, for people who are here on Thursday. Then you've got myself at American Eagle Insurance, where we'll be talking about mortgage protection, life insurance, disability, critical illness. And then Strike the Box, Alan Carlson, his cigar shop, will be doing discounts on everything in the store. I'd have to go back and look. I believe he said it was going to be, it's either 15 or 20% off of everything. And then we got Ashley's Pet Palace, which she does dog grooming and everything. Unfortunately, Mike from Stillman Valley Pools will not be here that day. He texted me this morning, said he's going to be in Arkansas. JJ's Deli will be giving out free appetizers and everything. And then we get down to New Mill Tap, where Don's going to be doing 10% off his food and everything, 10 or 15%. He kept changing on me this morning. So.
He'll have a discount for us.
Oh, yes, definitely. But, the cool part is, guys, is there's a lot of things. Yeah, now you're going back about 15 years ago. But
here's the picture I could find right there.
Yep.
Fall festival.
Yeah. And that's something that we're going to work with the village. It probably is not going to happen this year, but trying to do something in that nature. We are working with an organization to bring in the trunk or treat again this year. So hopefully to have that finalized. JJ's Deli will be spearheading that. So there's a lot of things we're going to have here. Come on down, folks. Granted, it's not on the beaten path up in Rockford, but you got a straight shot between here and Davis Junction on 251. You'd be surprised at what's actually starting to happen around this area and where it's going. And I said this when Joe said that he was going to start bringing the water over. We're the sleeping giant that everybody's going to wake up and see one day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we see a lot of folks come down here, especially to ride mountain bikes through Atwood Park. A lot of people come down here with their bikes. I see them early mornings, not just on weekends. Sometimes during the week, you'll see a bunch of people come down and take advantage of these great trails that we have up and down the Kishwaukee River. That really, really cool white bridge that the military built years ago is still strong and beautiful. And it's a great place to ride your bikes and walk your dogs and enjoy nature. And then, of course, they've got the Birds of Prey thing up there in the Atwood Center. So we have a great park here in New Milford, and now we've got these businesses, and with the Yellow Store coming in, that was a nice addition too.
Yeah. Well, and you brought up the parks. The village is going to be, they got a grant, and they're going to be dumping a lot of money, working directly with Rockford Park District into the park up there. right down the street from you, where they're going to be just totally revamping that whole thing. And I've yet to see this game played, but one of the things they're putting over there is pickleball courts.
I haven't heard yet. That's interesting. They did put in a nice restroom and a better parking area for the bikers to park in, because they used to have to drive all the way down to the river and park down there, which is okay too. But now there's an actual parking lot right by the trails. Where it's really, really easy, and it's nice. It's very nice.
Well, and that's, again, things are happening. Unless it's brought to the public, you don't see it. And that's where it takes, through your show and your different organizations you're involved with, things here, through InCrowd, so it's just a lot of different things that are happening, and we just got to get the word out. Yes,
and we will keep on doing that. So anything else we want to plug for Thursday before we let you go? Your signal's getting goofy on me, John.
I say so, but no, just come on down, grab a friend, grab a business associate, check out what's here, get out to the family and friends, because it's, this one event especially is not going to be geared strictly towards the business owners and sales professionals. Bring everybody down, because you're going to find out there's things here that you had no clue.
And you really, you want to try Frankie's Pizza. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, Frank's done a good job down at Frank and Val both, and it's been a phenomenal addition here. So
absolutely. So InCrowd this Thursday. Join us in New Milford Commons, 5:30 till 8 or 8:30 or 9 or whatever. We'll see how things go on Thursday night, but we'll definitely have a good time. So thank you much, John, and we'll see you on Thursday.
Look forward to it. Thanks, guys.
All right, there goes John Berlin of the InCrowd. Looking forward to that fun event. Good deal. A few other things to pass out before we do all things pause. Okay, Joann?
All right.
I want to thank Altruise, who is unofficially sponsoring our SMS info, the app that enables volunteers to track, verify, and maintain their own community service data for a lifetime. Altruise. Tell a better story. Live a better life. Find them in your app store. And what's going on? Well, the North End City Market. I actually got to drive by there last week, because after the show, I had a showing scheduled for right by the North End City Market. So I got to drive by and see all the stuff going on right across the street from the Norwegian on North Main Street. All the tents that they got set up over there, and all the assortment of veggies and fruits and flowers and honey and baked goods and more, all there every Saturday morning, 8:30 to 12:30. They're already underway this morning at the North End City Market. They'll be doing that all the way through October 14th. I mentioned earlier, music at the Dells at Severson Dells Nature Center is tonight at 7 o'clock. This is a ticketed event. It's $15 or $12 for members. You can get tickets at SaversonDells.com/music at the Dells. Check out their stuff there. Already mentioned Oliver is going to be at Starlight Theater. 2 more shows today before they break, and then come back again for their run at the end of July. Great show. There's like 40 kids in this show. There's a lot of kids in this show, and they are great. Plus, the adults are hilarious. Check out Oliver at Starlight Theater. Atwood Center Birds of Prey, I already mentioned them, that every Saturday from 10 to 2, it's free admission to check out the Birds of Prey Center at Atwood Center. And at 1 o'clock every Saturday, they feed the birds if you can stomach it. If you can stomach it, it's pretty interesting. And it's a very special and unique thing that we have here in Northern Illinois and Southern Wisconsin. Great exhibit to see up close these raptors. Some of these birds, just downright ugly, just ugly. And you got to see them. I know. Really? Yeah, really. And then I want to give
them.
Yes, a face even a mother might have a trouble loving. But faces that mothers absolutely adore and love is the Phantom Regiment. They are gearing up for their competition season, and their final big dress rehearsal locally is Sunday night at 8 o'clock. They're going to be at the Wedgbury Stadium in Loves Park, which is Sports Score 2, Mercy Health Sports Score 2 complex on Riverside Boulevard. This year's production is entitled Exogenesis, inspiration from nature's wonders and the interplay between organisms. Ooh, ooh, ooh. They always put on a great show. They compete in the DCI tournaments every year and always have a shot. There's some great drum and bugle corps organizations across the country. And every year I try to catch either the show they do at at the Boylan High School, the show of shows that they do at Boylan, or the show that they put on at Northern Illinois University in DeKalb. And they never disappoint. They are just a great, great show. So much fun. And just, it's amazing what these young people do on these fields, performing these amazing performances. So check that out if you can. Sunday night, their final dress rehearsal before they hit the road and start competing across the country. I don't think we've had anybody from Phantom Regiment on the show yet. That's got to be a goal of ours, Joann. We need to get a Phantom Regiment person. I do know somebody. I know someone who's been one of their cooks for years, like decades. She's been one of their cooks for probably 20 plus years, maybe 30 by now. Maybe but she's so busy cooking all the time. She couldn't be on the show. I need to find a spokesperson for Phantom Regiment. If you could help me with that, that'd be great. What DCI International does, they have these competitions all across the country, and the teams go to, I think there's a minimum number of competitions they really need to perform at to qualify for the finals, the big competition that happens in Indianapolis in August. So each competition they go to, they get points for their performance. They're judged very, very strictly. It's a very strict point system that they use. So each night that they compete, there is a at the end of the shows, they say who's got the most points, and this is the winner of tonight's competition, blah blah blah. But they tally those points all throughout the summer. So when they get to Indianapolis in August, there is a ranking of most points down to the lowest. Yeah, so there might be 28 or 30 teams that'll be in Indianapolis, but really only about 12 to 15 of those teams have any reasonable shot at winning the national competition. And then they compete one night, they whittle it down, they compete the next night, they whittle it down again, and I think they compete a third night with the final 10 bands or whatever competing for the championship. So it's an amazing thing. It's on the bucket list. It's on my bucket list to go to Indianapolis to see the finals competition. But anyway, I think that's most of that. Of course, InCrowd again this Thursday, New Milford Commons at 5:30. The bicycle parade 1 week from today at 1 o'clock. And then some randoms for the week here. Washing your hands. We've talked a lot about washing our hands for the last 3 years. Thank you, COVID. But did you know washing your hands doesn't just keep them clean, it also cleanses your brain of old ideas? Researchers at the University of Toronto, they say that the action could shift goal pursuit, making prior goals less important and subsequent goals more important. The researchers suggest that wiping away dirt serves as a physical substitute for mentally separating ideas that linger from previous experiences. I don't know about you. Here's why I brought this up. Okay. I know when I'm at work, when I'm working throughout my day, and especially when I'm at the office. If I'm at the office, have a meeting, maybe have a dozen phone calls or something that I've taken part in, and I'm just kind of okay. I'm a little bit drained. I've just spent a lot of energy taking care of a couple of tasks. I go to the bathroom, wash my hands, and I feel a little bit re-energized and ready to take on something new.
Okay.
I really feel that if you ever find yourself in a bit of a funk and you just need a reset, just go wash your hands.
Huh.
And the act of doing that probably is going to give you at least a little bit of extra energy, a little spring in your step, and give you a chance to reset. All right. Tom's got me his guess for big number of the week, just so you know. So we are good. I was gonna.
I was wondering about that.
I wasn't sure if I was gonna do one this week, other than just for fun, but he did get back to me. So, the NBA draft took place this week. Victor Wembanyama is officially now a San Antonio Spur, selected number 1 overall in the NBA draft. He's either 7'3" or 7'4", depends who you talk to. He's from France. He's a French phenom that's been called the greatest NBA prospect since LeBron James. And if you've been paying attention to the NBA, the last 5 MVP awards have been given to international players. These 3 players have won the MVP the last 5 years. Joel Embiid, he's from Cameroon. The current NBA champ Nikola Jokic, he's from Serbia. And Giannis Antetokounmpo is from Greece and Nigeria. And Wembanyama, who started playing professional basketball in France when he was 15 years of age, he says the European system of basketball, of going pro early instead of playing college ball like they do here in the U.S., it better prepares players for the demands of the NBA. I think 8 of the first round players chosen in this year's NBA draft were foreign players, were either from Europe or other out of the country leagues. So he may have a point. I don't know. Some kids, when they're 15, 16 years old, they're not ready for prime time, but some are. Anyway, congratulations to Victor. I know he was thrilled to be joining the San Antonio Spurs. And then finally, do you remember the Furby toys, Joann?
I think I have 2 of them.
You think you have 2 of them? Furby, the freaky, lovable toy phenomenon from the 90s, is coming back for its 25th anniversary this year. Hasbro is bringing back the Furby.
Weren't they kind of scary because they got more intelligent as they
right
listened to
and with technology the way it is today?
2 of them. One of them was a graduation Furby. Not sure where he lives, but I have one in the garage. But the longer they talk to you, the more intelligent they got.
Yeah, well, I'm not typically one to watch horror movies, but last night I was left to my own devices for a few hours, and I watched one all by myself. Have you seen the movie Megan?
No.
Okay, do you know about the movie Megan?
No, I haven't heard of that one.
Okay, so the movie Megan, I think it came out a couple years ago. It's all about an artificial intelligence robot doll who's connected to the internet and stuff and can learn things really quickly and becomes obsessed with protecting this little girl that she's paired with and actually ends up killing people. Okay.
Oh.
It's a little morbid, and it was kind of what I expected. I'm not into.
Someone gave me a doll that was supposed to be a demonic doll.
Oh no, yeah.
And I never took it out of the box. After I read the box, it was from Lizzie Borden.
Oh, yikes, no.
And I'll have to take a picture of the box. And after someone sent it to me as a joke, I think, I don't know. I don't remember quite how I attained it. But when I read the box and it said, as the longer it got, the more spooky it was, I never took her out of the box. So that's
she's
in my spare bedroom in her box.
I have no interest in that at all. But yeah, the Furby's coming back. It's its 25th anniversary, and who knows just how intelligent they have made the Furby. And then speaking of artificial intelligence, I did want to bring this up this week too, because I think we need to be talking about this a little bit more throughout all platforms. And friends should be talking to friends about artificial intelligence, AI, arguably the most rapidly advancing technology that humans have ever developed. A year ago, you didn't hear much about AI in regular conversation, but today, because of things like Chat GPT and another program called DALL-E, D-A-L-L-E, DALL-E, it's going to affect the future of our work. It's going to affect the way we spread information. And a major question that's come up is, how is this going to affect people's minds? We've talked on this show before about using GPS and maps on your phone, and how we've gotten so dependent on that. Can we even navigate anymore by ourselves could we even do it without having turned on the GPS and having the little voice tell us which way to turn next? It affects our brains. And if you don't think it affects your brain, you're not paying attention, because I know it affects mine. I know that when I first got involved in real estate 10 years ago, all of my real estate home tours that I scheduled with buyers, I used a paper map, and I would give them a copy of the paper map saying, here are the 5 or 6 houses we're seeing in order, so you know where we're going next. And I wouldn't rely on GPS at all. But about, I don't know, maybe 6 years ago, I started using the GPS app off of the apps that we use for our real estate company and stuff. It's just so much easier to go to that app, hit the view map button, and hit the directions button, and boom, here's the next pathway to your next house to see. And I know it's changed my thinking. Sometimes the map gives you a route that might be the fastest, or might be the most fuel economic consideration wise, right? But I'm pretty sure, especially when it comes to things like Google Maps, sometimes it's going to take you on routes because of paid advertisers.
Oh, that's interesting.
I'm pretty convinced on this one that, hey, you want to go from point A to point B.
Buy a McDonald's or something.
If there's a paid Google advertiser and they want you to drive by that place of business, I think it's going to take you that direction, as long as it's not too far out of your way.
That's interesting.
Anyway, that might be a little bit of a conspiracy theory, but I'm pretty confident that that's going on already, and it's going to happen even more. But here's the thing that I really wanted to touch on today with artificial intelligence. It's going to be so much easier for businesses, companies, governments to produce disinformation, from fake images to deep fakes to fake news. It's going to affect people's sense of trust when you're scrolling on social media. It'll be able to imitate your loved ones, their voices and their likenesses. We need to be cognizant of the fact that artificial intelligence has gotten to the point where you might get a phone call that says it's from a friend or family member and sound like them, but it's not them.
Oh, that's scary.
That is scary. So there needs to be something you can say to your loved ones and your friends to verify that it's them. This is going to get difficult. It's going to get a little bit challenging, and we need to be cognizant of it. Your own identity can be threatened by these things called deep fakes. People are creating images or videos of other people doing things that they never actually did. And that's scary.
Yeah.
It's very scary. Larry Rosen is professor of psychology at California State University, and he's Dominguez Hills. He says he worries that AI will make people more reliant on technology. Humans like things to be as simple and easy as possible to avoid stress. So people might start automating every aspect of their life that they possibly can. Like I talked about, Google Maps. You use those to get everywhere, and now you don't know how to get somewhere without a Google map telling you which way to go. So, and this AI producing things that aren't really you. Be careful, friends. Be cognizant that this is happening, and verify. Trust but verify. Remember that back in the 80s? That was a big thing with Ronald Reagan. Trust but verify.
Trust but verify.
Yes, we want to do that as much as possible. So anyway, what do we got going on at PAWS this week? How did the No Fleas Market go last week?
Yes, that was quite exciting. I have Chico with me today. Chico has an adoption event.
Yay.
So he's been kind of subdued, so he's not his usual crazy self, which is good. We can fool the adopters to think he's a nice, well-behaved dog. Right, Chico?
But you know better.
Yeah, so anyhow, I think there's dogs coming to the shelter. If you're interested in dog, we've got some of our adoptable dogs that will be here today. Check out our Facebook page. There's usually a listing of which dogs are coming. So there's going to be like an adoption. I don't want to take Chico around the building today as he will.
No.
I like the subdued boy. Chico, are you going to show yourself? Ugh. He was.
PAWSHS.org is the place to go.
Chico.
Hello, Chico.
Mr. Subdued. He's
He's a good boy.
He's 10 years old and he's a very good boy, usually.
He looks like a bigger size Min Pin.
Yeah, maybe. He's
looks a little bigger than your typical Min Pin.
But he's a good boy. He's 10 years old. And he's hopefully will impress the people that are coming to see him. And that's about it. I do want to give a shout out to my darling daughter and son-in-law. It's their 18th anniversary tomorrow.
Hey, congratulations. Your wedding has now become an adult. Your marriage is an adult marriage now. That's when you know you're really doing something right. Make it to 18 years. Way to go.
Sweet couples. So happy
congratulations. Happy anniversary. All right. We do have a big number of the week. Let's take care of that now. Our big number of the week this week is 51 billion. And the answer is chemicals or charity. That's right. Chemicals or charity. And while Joann takes a minute to just think about what she wants to guess, I got Tom's guess through his text. So that's already there. Again, one quick reminder that Starlight Theater has great shows at Starlight Theater, Rock Valley College this summer. We're currently showing Oliver on stage. That's today at 2 and 8. Next week, it's Cinderella, opening Wednesday night, running through Saturday. We'll take a week off after that and then start all 4 shows back up again. And then in August, it's Stinky Cheese Man.
Did I say that right? Rogers, and that's because that's a fun Cinderella.
Yes.
Some of
You'll
those
love the music.
Are still
the music and the pageantry of it all.
Yeah.
It's special. All right, Joann, chemicals or charity? What is your guess? 3, 2, 1, go.
Charity.
Charity. Guess what Tom guessed?
Charity.
You both either got a point or didn't get a point. So let's see what happens. The company 3M. You're familiar with the company 3M, right?
Mm-hmm.
They agreed recently to settle a barrage of allegations from U.S. cities and towns that it contaminated their drinking water with chemicals known as PFAS. For decades, 3M has used these chemicals. They're called forever chemicals because they refuse to break down in the environment. They don't break down in your human body. It's in products like firefighting foam and other things like that. Hundreds of cities sued 3M for polluting their water and soil. The settlement, if it's approved, the money will go toward helping these cities clean up their water. It was a $10.3 billion settlement, which means you guys win because it wasn't chemicals. It was charity. Americans in the last year, Americans gave 1.7% of their disposable income to charity last year, but that's the lowest rate since 1995, according to Giving USA, their latest report. You can chalk that up to economic uncertainty, inflation, the fact that individuals feel they're making less of an impact than bigger philanthropists. This is Axios reporting on that. Warren Buffett recently donated another $4.6 billion of Berkshire Hathaway stock to 5 charities. So far, Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway has donated over $51 billion to charities. He's doing all right for himself and his company. 51 billion is more money than his net worth was in 2006, according to CNBC. So thank you for setting an example, Warren Buffett. We all should be helping out our local not-for-profits like PAWS, and others like you guys.
And then, our donations are way down too. So
Yes, anything you can do to help.
Animals, and we don't get our donations, we can't help as many animals.
That's right. That's right. So please give where you live. And on that note, remember, you change the world when you help one person. So be a blessing to someone this week. We'll try to do the same and meet you back here next week for the birthday edition of the Saturday Morning Stateline Show. That's right. My birthday.
Party?
My birthday is 1 week from today.
Oh, I thought we were having a birthday party.
Well, I might have cake. I don't know about you. We'll see what happens between now and next Saturday. So,
All right, happy
all right,
early
Joann.
birthday.
Thank you much. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.